Hello my doves, what's up? Welcome back to Afrodite by Olympia. Today's video is going to be a full face of first impressions of new makeup. So I hold some things from the US and I hold some things from Sephora, but essentially these are all new, well, almost all new things to me and new on the market. We're going to have a look at this eye look that I created. I'm going to put in a time lapse for you guys of how I came up with this eye look using the Novena Collection Volume 1 eyeshadow palette. We are also wearing on my face the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation. This is a Luminous foundation in the shade 490W. That's what I currently have on my face. A little bit of a wear test, maybe. I'm not sure. We'll see how this video goes. Some new items from Benefit, both concealer and the Tickle, what is this called? I want to say bronzer, but no. Highlighter. Wow. Okay, your girl needs to step back. Some items from Cover Effects, some new Huda beauty items, and yeah, so it's going to be a fun-filled video. So if this is something you want to see, I suggest you keep watching.
From the top, drop that. Yeah, feel the funk, y'all. Yeah, feel the funk, y'all. Yeah, lay back in the cut. What's up?
Okay guys, before we get into this video, go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell, because I know you want to, because I do videos here on YouTube about beauty and makeup available in Australia for deeper skin tones. I do upload quite regularly. I used to have like a kind of Wednesday, Saturday kind of thing going. I might bring that back. But I was trying to get to 3 videos a week just because I had so much content that I wanted to get out. But I'm going to go back to promising to Wednesdays and Saturday uploads, Australian Eastern Standard Time. And then I'll put up bonus videos here and there if I have the content. So I'm going to go back to doing that. In case you're wondering what was going on, I find that the Wednesday, Saturday time frames kind of helps me a lot better. Like I find that it's doable for me. Anyway, so that's the housekeeping stuff. Let's get into this video. We are going to get into a whole heap of new makeup. I'm going to try them on my face. And it was very interesting. As you can tell, I'm from the future. We're going to go back in time. So sit back, relax, and let's get into this video. Alright, my doves, let's get into this video. I'm just going to zoom you guys a little closer. Alright. I'm going to do my usual under eye skin prep, which is the Peter Thomas Roth 24K Pure Luxury Lift and Firm Hydra Gel eye masks. And we're going to start with the brows. The first product we're going to be trying out is the Fenty Beauty, what's this called? Brow MVP in the shade Black Brown. One of my lovely subscribers has been wanting me to try this. I did pick this up in the US and looks like this. It's got a it's got a triangle shape, little swatcheroo there. Feels quite soft. The brush, of course. Interesting. Alright, we're gonna try this out. Well, it definitely moves the hairs really well. Start off by mapping out the shape. First thing I'm gonna say is it's very soft, but I like how comfortable it is to use this. Alright, so I've been at it for about 5 minutes and this is what I have created. Alright, let's take that off. Going in with 2 primers today. We're gonna check out the Beauty Blender Opal Essence. This is a serum primer for radiance and moisture. Looks like this. Very iridescent looking. Kind of looks like PVA glue. That smells, I don't know. It smells a bit like Christmas pudding. Like the, I don't know. It smells like Christmas pudding. I don't know if this happens in the US at all or where you're from, like UK or wherever you're watching, but do companies release Christmas things like super early? Like, we're in October and I reckon we've had like Christmas things out like early September even. Like, well, late September even. Like, Christmas special packaging on like cereal boxes and things like that. I feel like Christmas stuff is out already. I mean, I can get Christmas pudding, for God's sake. That's very good. Interesting. I feel really, really hydrated. Really, my skin feels really, really supple. Next, we've got the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. This is in the mini size. I did pick this up while I was in the US. You guys would have seen this in my recent haul video. I'll link it for you guys down below in case you haven't seen it. I suggest you go see it because a lot of this stuff is from that haul, but I got so many things. Like, you would be horrified. I'm just gonna wait for this to sink into the skin just a little bit more. I don't want it to interact with the primer too much, so I'm just gonna let it sink in and then we'll pop this on. But there's a Hydro Grip. I've popped it on. It feels really nice, feels really hydrating. I like it a lot. Okay, this next item is actually, I'm gonna actually finish off my brows. And to do that, I'm actually going to use the New Benefit Cakeless Concealer. I've got the shade number 10. Now, I will say the shade looks nothing like what the outside packaging looks like. Like, that is not even anywhere close. I don't know what Benefit were even, like, thinking. It's so cute. It looks like an eraser, like a pencil, like the end of a pencil with the eraser on top. Totally stinking cute. I'm gonna use this to clean up my brow and it will give me an idea of what I'm gonna be working with as well in terms of this primer. So this is the Morphe M432. Blends out pretty nice, but it's still seems a little orange for me. Okay, next item we're going to try out is the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Setting Powder in the shade Deep Peach. I'm a little bit confused by this shade, I must say, because when I think Deep Peach, I don't really associate this shade with that. What it looks like, it looks very golden. Looks like it's going to be a really good, like, under eye setting powder type shade. But I'm going to do Jackie Ina's trick and I'm going to take my damp beauty sponge. I'm going to set my primer because it gives you an idea of what the powder is going to be like. It looks pretty good. It works really well with my golden undertones and it feels really soft. It did blur a little bit. Okay, I think this is definitely a shade that I can use under my eye and all over my face. So I've determined that just by doing that one little trick from Auntie Jackie. So thanks for that, girl. We're going to move on to the foundation base. I've decided I'm going to try for you guys the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. Your girl did some shopping on Sephora. This will actually be in my upcoming Sephora haul that I did, but I wanted to bust this out. I'm not gonna have the time today to do a full wear test, so I thought I would try this out on camera for you guys, do half-half. If I do get a little bit of time, I might get maybe 4 hours wear, but we'll see how we go. But this is in the shade 490W. It's warm. I just turned the AC off because I thought it was quite loud. So I'm sorry if you did hear the AC in the background, but I've just turned it off. So according to the Anastasia Beverly Hills website, this foundation is water resistant liquid foundation that creates a luminous natural finish. It comes in 50 completely natural shades. That's lightweight, blurs imperfections, hides discoloration and unevenness without caking or masking the skin's natural radiance. It's supposed to be easy to blend, free from flashback or oxidization. The shade I've selected, 49W, is tan skin with red undertones. Ooh, girl. We'll see how it looks, but tan skin with red undertones is not ideal. I probably should have gone for 480C, which is tan skin with olive undertones. Looks like it's more up my alley, but it looked a little light. We're gonna do half my face with a sponge and the other side with a brush. That's what 2 pumps look like. I think I might even bust out my teased brush. That's what it looks like there. I can see the red. So this is an Artiste Oval 7. I haven't used an Artiste in a while, so I thought it would be good. The shade is interesting. So that's what it looks like with the brush side. I can still see some of my hyperpigmentation around this area here, so it's not as full coverage as what I was expecting with the brush. It does look quite skin-like. In terms of the shade, though it says it's for red undertones, I do agree. I can see the kind of pink red coming through, but I do feel like I can get away because it's just like a hint or like a suggestion of red. It's not like a proper red undertone, which is interesting. So going in with the Sonia Kashuk sponge. So this is what it looks like on me. This has a lot of warmth to it. I do feel quite sun-kissed. I can see the hint of red, but honestly it doesn't look that bad. I'm really quite surprised. I can definitely get away with this shade. It's supposed to be full coverage, but I'm not getting full coverage vibes. I'm getting a high medium. This is what I've got left on my hand, so I didn't use the full 2 pumps, probably like maybe 1.5 on this side and 1.5 on this side. So 3 pumps all together is currently sitting on my face. I like it. I mean, it does feel lightweight. I will give it that. I'm gonna see if I can't amp up the coverage. In terms of using a sponge or a brush, honestly, it doesn't matter with this one. You can, whatever your preference is. I don't see there being any real kind of pros and cons from using one or the other mode of application. I find that if it were me, whatever I felt like on the day, I tend to go in with a sponge most days. That's how I like to apply my foundation. But I'm not against using a brush with this one either. You know, some foundations it's, you know, use one or the other, but not with this one. I've just got some areas that I'm gonna see if I can't build up again. That is what we're looking like right now. I will say I do feel a little like the longer it kind of dries down, the redder it's looking. I don't think this is my perfect match, unfortunately. Let's continue. And you probably already knew, but next is concealer. So going back into the Benefit Boi-ing concealer, Cakeless concealer, let's apply to the under eye. I reckon I'm gonna be very orange today. Very golden and saturated. I'm here for it. I'm not mad at it. Interesting doe foot. Reminds me of Tarte Shape Tape. You don't get a lot of product coming off on the actual applicator. Morphe E38, I'm gonna start blending this out. Blends out pretty nice. Okay, it's definitely quick drying, so that's just working in sections. Just going over with a sponge to perfect. I don't know how about, I feel like this concealer is a bit more on the dry side. There's two concealers that I've tried to use on this channel, like, you know, trying out for you guys now. And I don't know, I'm just so used to my ColourPop. This is Dark 48. I'm just gonna pop it in some of these areas that I feel, it's not gonna brighten because it's like not really that for that. It's just wanna add a little bit of radiance to the area because I just feel like it's a little bit drying. That's a bit better. So that's what my face is currently looking like now. Very flat. Not much color going on, but we're gonna set her and see how we like it from there. So back into the Anastasia Beverly Hills powder in the shade Deep Peach. Getting a good amount, and I'm basically going to set the under eye. So I go in with a damp sponge, tap off the excess, and then apply. Oh, I like that. Can you see that? Does that not look blurred and just seamless? Wow, I'm really impressed with that. In my mind, I'm comparing this to Laura Mercier and also the recent Dubious Place one that I just tried out. Like, you guys, if you saw that review, your girl was not having a good time. That was for sure. But that looks beautiful. Nice and set. The color looks really, really good. I'm actually really, really happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face. And I'm going to use this brush from a company that will not be named. Going in, tapping off the excess. And then just pressing her on. Set. Let's spray her because that's what I normally do. Just takes down the powderiness. As you can see, my face does look very, very one-dimensional, but that's okay because we're gonna fix that. We're gonna go into the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette in the shade Dark to Deep. This is, as you can see right there, new. It's the new. Straight out of the US of A. You can get this on Amazon.com. search for it. It's a little bit more pricey than what you would find in store in the US, but I'm gonna actually try and use both of these shades. I want to see if I can bronze with the Sculpt shade, and I want to see if I can contour like maybe tiny bit with the contour shade. And wish me luck, cause yeah. Let's go in with the Fenty Beauty setting brush. I've been using this for bronzer lately and I really like it. It disperses color really, really well. Ooh, that picks up a lot. Just like I suspected, it is darker than what it seems. Seems to have clung to this area. I'm going to change brushes, something a bit softer. Let's go into the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Airbrush Powder Bronzer Brush, and it picks up shadow a lot less like dense. I don't get my usual kind of bronzing like warmth from this shade. This shade is definitely on the cooler end, I must admit. So I'm probably gonna go over the top of that with another bronzer, but before I do, I want to just like take it down a notch with some micro smooth. It will fix like anything. So let's take that down a notch. See what I mean? Like, does that not instantly look better? I don't know if this is a bronzing shade. Oh, it looks so promising. It looks warmer in light than it does on what you guys are seeing. Like on camera, from what I can see from my viewfinder, it looks very cool. To me, it looks quite warm. I'm picking up warm vibes, but I wonder if I can use this to like sculpt my nose. The contour shade, I'm a bit scared of at this point. This is the Morphe E62, and I'm gonna use this to kind of shape my nose out. Now, normally I would go in with bronzer with this step, but I just wanna try this powder out. I don't normally see how contour just looks terrible on me. I'm gonna blend this out, don't worry. But like, okay, my nose is looking crazy. Okay, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as what I was expecting. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use the contour shade. However, I'm gonna add a little bit of this Sculpt shade first, using that IT Cosmetics brush to my forehead. Even though, like, I don't really need to, but just like the smallest amount. And okay, all right, let's go Morphe M523. It is quite pinched but fluffy because I don't want it to be too intense. We're gonna go into that contour shade, like, oh geez, a lot of fallout. Shit, that's really dark. And where are you gonna put it? Wow. Wow, she is no joke. This palette might almost be too dark for me. What is going? I can't. I don't think I can fix this. She might actually be too dark for me, which is amazing. Like, that's amazing. That's very, very amazing. I have two highlighters. I've got one from Anastasia, which is Sunset Aura, in the shade Sunset Aura, so loose powder. Or we can go Benefit Tickle. I reckon we'll go Tickle because this is a duochrome kind of pink shifting gold or gold shifting pink, whichever. And I really want to see how this looks on my complexion. So it looks pink on the brush, but applies gold. Okay, definitely put too much. That seems to be the story today. All right, let's try the Cover FX Monochromatic Blush Duo in the shade Sweet Mulberry. Now, I hauled this ages ago, like before the US, like months and months and months ago, and I'm only now just trying it out because your girl completely forgot about the blushes. I haven't forgotten about the bronzers. That is coming hella soon. But here is what it looks like. We'll just peel that off. It comes with an awesome mirror. It's got a shimmery side and it's got like a blush side. I hope this blush goes with the look that I'm gonna do today. Somehow I don't think it will. It's a very cool toned blush. But the top of eye look that I wanted to do was with the Novena Volume 1 collection. Am I gonna get Volume 2 and 3? I don't know. I'm thinking of getting Volume 3 more so than Volume 2, but I'm such a completionist that I'm gonna want to get Volume 2 as well. So, but we'll see. Isn't she beautiful? I'm wanting, kind of drawn towards the purples and the pinks in this palette, but I kind of want to do like the reds and the oranges. So like the bottom half today with you guys, and then I'll do the lip because then I can decide whether I'll go really vampy and really dark or whether I will not go vampy and go nude, which is what I kind of generally always do. I mean, let's be real. Okay, so I'll probably fast forward this bit. Yeah. on the lips, real quick, I have the Juvia's Place liquid lipstick in the shade Tay 2. It's matte and it's like a deep mahogany purple brown shade. I think it sets up the eyes beautifully. Okay, let me zoom you guys out and we can discuss one more product. I'll go show you one more product and then we can do a full on like my final thoughts. Welcome back. We're gonna set my face with one final product that I want to try, and that is the Huda Beauty Setting Boss Face, Resting Boss Face Waterproof Setting Spray. I've heard a lot about this. A lot of the reviews, initial reviews, weren't that, well, they were saying it worked really well, just that the scent was really, really strong. Your girl has a blocked nose, so this should be a match made in heaven, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, first impressions is it felt really sticky going on, so I'm fairly confident this is gonna make my makeup last. It does smell really strong. Like the smell is strong and it is intense. Like if you get headaches from scents, that one is a definite no-go for you. That's all I have to say about it. Okay, my doves, finally we're gonna do my final thoughts starting from the beginning. So the standout products to me would have to be, definitely for one, the eyeshadow palette. Now I know I said I was going to do an orangey, sunsetty look. I don't know what to tell you. This is what I came up with. This Pro palette, I will say, has so much more dimension to it than what you would expect. Looking at it, you think, oh yeah, a bunch of purples, but no, there's like so many different tones of purple in here. I find that even the shades that you think are going to come out looking orange and whatnot still have a pink purple shift. This brown maroon shade definitely has purple undertones. So I was trying to bring that orange look back into the look by going into E2, but it wasn't, it was orange, but because it was mixing in with this shade here, it was looking more purple. So definitely a purple palette. This shade, I did try to use it a little bit. I didn't show it on camera, only because it didn't really do anything for the look. Like it wasn't even noticeable, and I only like tapped it on my eye like for a second. But this shade here is very pink. It might come off as like neon, but it's actually more like on my complexion. See how pink that is? Once again, pink purple is what I'm getting from this palette. I mean, it makes sense with, you know, the whole purple thing going on. So if you like pinks and purples, this is the palette for you. So, I mean, this is the look that I came up with using this palette. I really like it. It's very, I like looks that are colourful but still wearable, and I feel this is like a wearable colourful look. I don't know, it's a little bit over the top and damn dramatic, but you know, your girl's not doing nothing today. There's been some changes and, you know, I've got a bit more time on my hands. So I thought I would take my time and really try and explore this palette. I will also say, it being a Pro palette, it's definitely got pressed pigments more than anything else. And it is a pressed pigment palette, essentially. And I did find that it blended beautifully. I don't know why people are saying that they can't, like I don't know if they got a bad batch or something. Like, I don't know, people are like not really loving this palette, which is really strange to me because I loved it. Like, it was so easy to create. You guys would have seen in my time lapse of this look that things blended seamlessly. I didn't have no issues, like nothing went muddy. It blended well together. I probably could blend it a little bit more here, you know, for my Instagram photos, but like, I'm happy. I'm really, really happy with it. Okay, let's move on to the foundation itself. I've been filming since 11 o'clock. No, earlier than that, 10 o'clock. It's now 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I've had this on for 4 hours, and as you can see, she's looking good. I mean, I'm gonna go to the post office start editing this video, and I'll come back at 6 hours and we can have a look at what my face is doing. I don't have any side-by-sides like I normally do with like foundation reviews, but you guys will get a look at what it's looking like after 6 hours, maybe even longer. It depends on what I'm doing this afternoon. But as you can see, the skin's looking really good. I really like it. I like the shade. I was a bit iffy about the shade initially, but I'm gonna try this foundation with my like usual products and my everyday products and see how it wears, you know, with my normal concealer shade from ColourPop and, you know, my normal bronzers and things like that, and see how it goes. Other than that, what else? Oh, the Fenty Beauty Brow MVP. Now, I like it. I just need a deeper shade, so I'm ordering because it's nice. Like, I had to kind of deepen it out a little bit with another brow product that I've got in my project pan, which I need to update you guys about anyway. Yeah, anyway, that's another video. So yeah, I did kind of have to deepen out the kind of the edges and make them a bit more crisp. I found that I wasn't able to do so with this particular brow product. The brow product is more like a soft brow to a medium brow. Like, it's definitely not like a full-on Instagram brow. Like, if you like that crisp, sharp lines, this is not the brow product for you. This is a really good like sculpted brow for every day, but not sculpted for Instagram, if that makes any sense. Like, I was able to get an awesome brow. You guys would have seen it till the very end where I just kind of sharpened it out a little bit more. Worked really well, didn't have any issues, good pigmentation. I am going to order a deeper shade and see if I can't create a more Instagram brow with it. If I can create an Instagram brow with this brow pencil, it will probably replace my Precise My Brow. The thing about my Precise My Brow by Benefit is that I can do both an Instagram brow and I can do a soft looking brow with it. So if, you know, if Riri can come through with a deeper shade, and I know she's got deeper shades, but if I can create that kind of look with it, then I'm so down. What else? The concealer. As I've probably said in the past, concealers, I'm a bit iffy about concealers in that they don't always work well for me. Like, I don't know, because my under eyes are so dry. I have quite deep lines going up. That's why I kind of put a lot of shadow in that area. I've got deep lines and concealer always settles in those lines except for ColourPop. I'm telling you, ColourPop is the truth. I do not have none of those issues. It's hydrating under the eye. The only other concealer that I really like is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, because it's so creamy and hydrating that I don't have issues with like dry under eyes. So those two are my holy grails, and I do like the Fenty one if you're really quick, because it does dry quickly. But this one, I don't see it kind of joining that group of concealers that I go to, like my go-tos. So I will play around with it as well. I'm also playing around with the Juvia's Place concealer, and I found that it works a lot better. Just an update on that. I found that it works a lot better with my Laura Mercier powder than the Juvia's Place powder. That powder is way too drying for my complexion. If you have oily combo skin, that powder is for you. But if you have dry under eyes like I do, it's just, it doesn't matter how small amount you use, it's not going to work. And you need a certain amount to actually set it. And that one, yeah. Anyway, I'm talking for way too long. It's going to be a hella long video. I can already feel it. So I am going to end it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, go ahead and put a purple heart down in the comments down below to let me know that you got all the way to the dang end. And go ahead and watch the next video that's coming up. If you haven't seen it already, I'm sure YouTube will pick a really good one of my videos for you to see. Okay, because I've got a lot of content up there. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that you are notified when I upload, because there are some fun videos coming your way. Your girl's got some more time. I'm going to explain all of that in a get ready with me. I'm going to film it on Friday. It's happening. So some things like, you know, my nails are did, and if you know me being a nurse, having my nails done might tell you a little bit of something what's going on. Do you know what I mean? But Having said that, I'm gonna say goodbye, guys. I love you all. I will see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.